All right, let's talk about The Dark Knight. We're going to put this absolute masterpiece under the microscope, but not to talk about action scenes. No, we're diving deep into the philosophy, into the heavy questions it asks about society, morality, and, well, us.
So let's just get right to it with a big question, one that kind of messes with how we think about this film. Is The Dark Knight actually a superhero movie?
The answer? Nope, not really. I mean, sure, it's got the cape, the cowl, all the gadgets, but that's just window dressing. The superhero stuff, it's a disguise for what this movie is really about. A super intense look at morality when everything falls apart. It uses that comic book frame to ask a terrifyingly real question. What happens to us, to people, when our sense of safety just disappears?
And that is the whole point. This isn't just about Batman versus the Joker. Not at all. It's a film about us. It's a case study, really, about what we do, the lines we're willing to cross, to hold on to this idea of order when our whole world gets turned upside down.
So, here's how we're going to break this down. Think of it like a big experiment. First, we'll look at why this is a film about all of us. Then, we'll dive into our lab, which is Gotham City itself. We'll check out the three big philosophies clashing in the streets, get into the Joker's terrifying main point, and wrap up with this idea of a hero we don't even deserve.
Okay, Section 1, a film about us. And this is so important because it flips the script on the whole good guy versus bad guy thing.
See, the movie isn't asking, how do we beat the bad guy? The real question is, what does evil do to good people? It takes an entire city, puts its morals in a pressure cooker, and asks this really uncomfortable question. What happens to all our fancy principles when the rules that make us feel safe are just gone?
All right, let's talk about the setting for this experiment, Gotham City. And make no mistake, it's not just a backdrop. Gotham is the main character here, the thing being tested.
You look at Gotham, and at first glance, it seems fine, right? It's a modern city, it's got cops, courts, the whole shebang. But just below that surface, it's completely rotten with corruption. The order everyone believes in, it's a mirage. It's just a collective agreement that works until someone comes along and gives it a serious push. Kind of sound familiar? Yeah, that's the whole point. Gotham is supposed to be a mirror for us.
So, in this pressure cooker of a city, you've got these three major players, and they're not just characters, they're walking, talking ideas. Three completely different philosophies, all fighting for the very soul of Gotham.
And this is where it gets really interesting. First, you've got Batman. He's all about results, right? He'll break any rule if it means getting the job done for the greater good. He's a powerful tool, but you can't build a society on that. Then there's Harvey Dent, Gotham's White Knight. He's the total opposite. He believes in the system, in the rules 100%. For him, the process is everything. And then you have the Joker. He's the wild card, the agent of chaos. He's a nihilist, and his whole mission is to prove that Batman's force and Dent's rules are just a big, fragile joke, and he's here to deliver the punchline.
Okay, so now let's focus on the guy running this whole messed up experiment, the Joker. See, he doesn't want money. He's not trying to take over the world. He has one goal, to prove a point.
And his thesis is terrifyingly simple. He truly believes that underneath it all, when you take away the rules, we're all the same. That when the pressure is really on, every single civilized person will drop their morals and do whatever it takes to save themselves. In his mind, he's not creating chaos, he's just revealing it, pulling back the curtain on a truth that was there all along.
And like any good scientist, he runs a series of tests to prove his theory. First, he starts small. He proves to the mob that their criminal code is a joke. Then he scales it up. He gives the ordinary citizens of Gotham that impossible choice on the ferries. But his main event, the grand finale of his experiment, is to take Gotham's shining beacon of hope and justice, Harvey Dent, and prove that even the best of us can be broken.
And this is where the movie's whole argument comes to a head. And it's not some big heroic victory, it's actually a tragedy. It's the moment where we have to admit that, in a horrible way, the Joker kind of won.
Because the real tragedy in The Dark Knight isn't a person dying, it's an idea dying. It's what happens to Harvey Dent. It's about seeing this perfect ideal get corrupted and destroyed by a world that's just, well, brutally imperfect.
And here's the film's most devastating point. Harvey Dent doesn't fall because he was secretly weak or evil. No, he falls because he believed in the system, in justice, too much. His faith was absolute. So when that system completely and totally failed him, took away everything he cared about. His whole world just shattered. The perfect, shining hero simply couldn't handle the crushing weight of a truly imperfect reality.
So this leaves Batman with just an awful, impossible choice. There's no winning move here. Does he tell everyone the truth about Harvey Dent and completely kill the city's hope? Or does he become the villain, take the fall himself, all to protect the lie that the city needs to believe in? It's not a choice between good and bad. It's a choice between bad and worse.
And the choice he makes, that's where the movie gives us its final gut punch of a lesson on what being a hero really means. It's not about winning. It's not about glory. True sacrifice is ugly. It's invisible. It's unfair. It's about choosing to lose, choosing to be the bad guy, so that a bigger idea, the idea of hope, can live on. He's not the hero Gotham deserves, right? He's something more. He's the one willing to be blamed for everything.
So, in the end, no. The Dark Knight is definitely not a superhero movie. It's a mirror, and it forces us to look into it and ask a really, really uncomfortable question. In our own world, which sometimes feels like it's on the brink, how far are we willing to go to protect that fragile illusion we call order?